Welcome to episode 74 of the Radio Control Show.
Sponsored by amainhobbies.com, your one-stop RC hobby store.
Proline's latest releases have created some noise on the Radio Control Zone forums. The military-inspired Desert Militia struck a chord with short cross stands, and the Beat 4.1 Bulldog body stands out from the crowd. Proline also introduced an officially licensed 2.2-inch Super Swamper tire. But what do you think about these releases? Be sure to weigh in on RadioControlZone.com.
RC planes are popping up everywhere today, including TV commercials. The most recent example is this spot boasting the partnership of GE Capital Aviation Services and JetBlue Airlines. With the help of a little CGI, this commercial features a pair of e-powered Sukhois flying in formation and the use of 2 Futaba transmitters. If you see RC vehicles in other commercials, be sure to send us a tweet at twitter.com/RC show.
Before installing your new Nitro engine into your RC car or truck, you want to take the time to remove all the components and give a look inside to make sure that there's no debris from the manufacturing process. Once you've looked all the parts over, wipe them all down, lube them up with some after-run oil, and reassemble the engine, and then you'll be ready to run. When you go to take your engine apart, you're going to need a 2mm wrench and a 2.5mm wrench to remove all the screws from the engine. Some engines require a flat blade screwdriver. There is a procedure you want to follow when you're removing parts from your engine, and I like to start with the carburetor, then move to the heatsink head, then I remove the back plate, take the sleeve out of the block, then take the piston out, and then remove the crankshaft. When I remove all the components from the engine, I like to place them on a clean paper towel or a clean towel so they don't get any debris on them. And now you have everything apart, you go ahead and wipe all the parts down and inspect all the little cracks and crevices for debris. Chances are you're not going to find anything in the engine, but it doesn't hurt to take a look and save yourself some money in the end, because you can damage the engine if you get a little bit of debris in there. Once you've done with your inspection, you've wiped all the parts down, everything's clean, everything looks good, you want to reassemble the engine. But before you do that, you want to add a little bit of oil to the engine components. You can use Marvel Mystery Oil or 3-in-1 oil or even some after-run oil on the parts. Just a thin coat is good enough. And then you could reassemble your engine in the opposite way you took the engine apart. Once you get your crankshaft in, you want to note the orientation of the piston. There's a cutout on one side of the skirt, on the other side there's no cutout. You want to make sure the cutout is on the crankshaft side of the engine. There's 2 things you need to know when you put the sleeve back in place. One, I like to have the piston at bottom dead center so that I can kind of move it around and work it into the sleeve. And 2, there's a little indent here in the sleeve that goes with this pin in the block. You want to line those up. Same goes with the back plate. There's a little indent here. You want to make sure your piston's at top dead center now before you put the back plate in so it doesn't interfere with the piston and damage it. When you put the screws in for the back plate, you want to use a little thread lock on the screws before you put them in place and then tighten them up. I like to get the screws finger tight, and then when I snug them up, I'll do it in a crisscross pattern so I don't damage the block. Before you put your heatsink head in place, make sure the washers that were underneath it are still underneath it and mounted flush against the heatsink head before you put it in the block. When you go ahead and put the carburetor back in, make sure it's in the right orientation, and when you press it into the block, you want to apply pressure to the carburetor to push it into the block and create a seal with that O-ring. And you'll do this while you're tightening the carburetor. Now I've completed the inspection of my brand new LRP engine. Didn't find any debris inside, but it's nice to know that there wasn't anything in there, and everything's nice and lubricated and ready for its first startup. For more tips like this, go to areastore.com and pick up our Ultimate Engine Guide and our Ultimate Nitro Engine Tuning DVD, both available separate and together in one package.
So you know you can walk the walk, but how well can you talk the talk? Do phrases in RC slang like BQ butter or hack secretly throw you for a loop? If you're ever puzzled by what some races are saying at the local track, we've got the perfect cheat sheet for you. Head to rccarauction.com and check out our online exclusive article, Track Talk. We guarantee you'll no longer feel like a total noob.
Novak has just introduced an app that every RC racer will want. The NovaGear app will give you access to hundreds of RC dry ratios, and it makes recommendations for pinion gears based on internal ratio, speed control timing, spur gear size, and it's fully customizable. This must-have app will be available soon for purchase through the iTunes Store.
Today's episode of the Radio Control Show is brought to you exclusively by amainhobbies.com for all your RC needs. amainhobbies.com carries a huge inventory of RC cars, trucks, helis, planes, parts, and accessories, all at the best prices around. For one-stop RC shopping, look no further than amainhobbies.com. Head to rccaraction.com/RC show sweeps and modelairplanenews.com/RC show sweeps. Fill out the form and enter these promo codes to win. Good luck.
Durango is known for their 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive electric buggy, and now they're entering the A-scale electric scene with their new DEX 408 buggy. It uses saddle packs and they're mounted in the rear of the chassis, and the chassis looks narrow and the buggy looks sleek and low. We're interested to hear what you think. Head to rccaraction.com today.
It's back, A-Main Hobbies free t-shirt promotion. If you spend over $150, you are eligible to receive one of the new A-Main Hobbies Skull t-shirts. These shirts were professionally designed just for this promotion and are sure to stand out at the track or flying field. This promotion is for a limited time only, so get your orders in at amainhobbies.com. Remember to head to your local hobby shop or newsstand for the November issues of Radio Control Car Action and Model Airplane News.
You can also check out rccaraction.com and modelairplanenews.com for everything we covered this week.
Thanks again for joining us on the Radio Control Show.
And we'll see you next time.
Secretly the Reaper.
You like that? Sorry. That was kind of funny.
We're all about bringing you the hottest news in RC, and we need your opinion. Head to airh.com/show survey to take the Radio Control Show survey. By taking 5 minutes of your time to fill out this quick survey, you are automatically entered to win an RC prize pack. You've got nothing to lose. Be sure to check out airhstore.com this weekend for 33% off everything in stock. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and rate.